Hi everybody, this is Liz from Treliz Yarns and I welcome you. So this is the second part of the big episode after I came back from France, and today we're gonna talk about works in progress and what I got from France. Yes, purchases. I got some and so many ideas. I don't know what to start from. Yeah, I'm very excited. So, first of all, my novice sweater that I'm doing with the novice sweater by Petite Knit. Let's start from the first thing. And I'm doing it with some gray ship wool, which is a British yarn, and I'm doing the main body and sleeves with this combo, which is this is a black Gotland over dyed green, and this is a mohair that I dyed specifically to go with this green, but I haven't named it yet, and we'll see. I think I have kept what I did with this color, but I'm not sure where. So it is a green that has some more yellow and more purple areas, because I wanted it to keep the dark of this but also light it up a bit. And the result, oh, and the cuffs are made with the mohair and this other colorway that has deep greens and deep blues as well. Yeah, so there you go. And here it is, my novice. Wait a minute to try and balance it. Okay, over here. That's the more accurate color. Ugh. Because I have the plant over here, it makes a bit. Okay, it's over here. That's the color. So I finished one sleeve just before heading to the airport, but now I need to pick up those stitches, and this couple of days, guys, if I had the stamina to pick up the stitches, I would have probably finished my sweater, so I would have had 3 finished objects to show to you. But even when I'm not sick, I hate picking up stitches, like even if they're 10, which over here they're just 10 stitches. But I've been so sick and so dizzy that I didn't have the stamina. Actually, I didn't have the stamina to knit at all. The only thing that I did this couple of days was to read a bit, and I'll talk about that a bit later on. So I'm very happy with it. I have this green. I don't think that it will be enough for the whole sleeve. So I was thinking, and I have another skein, but I was thinking instead of starting, another skein, maybe to do the other sleeve with the blue-green, overall. I'm sorry that my brightness goes on and off. Yeah. So I don't know. You can see over here the difference. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I will put it over here, even if it's like very bright. At least you can see the difference. So I don't know. Maybe it will depend where upon the sleeve, my green finishes. If it's like very up, I don't know. If it's like up here, I don't think I'm gonna put the dark blue and green. But if it's like over here, I think that would be cute, and a bit different, and that's okay. And then I can have my other skein of green for something else. Maybe for a hat, for a friend, or for me. I love hats. Anyways, you know that. I love hats. And if you didn't know it, after this episode, you will know I love making hats. So that's the first finished project, the first work in progress that I'm really excited to get off the needles. And while I was pretty sure that my next sweater would have been the Instant Crush by Hohi, I'm taking a bit of a break from Hohi. But sorry, I have some more hair over my mouth. And I will be doing another sweater and then going to the Instant Crush. So the other sweater that I want to do is the Ilia by Caitlin Hunter. And that's one that I wasn't anticipating at all, but a friend of mine in France is doing it. And she's like, oh, you know, I started this sweater, and she shows me the picture. I'm sorry, I was looking if I had a picture printed, but I didn't print it because, you know, ink, that's not good to print a lot of paper. So I will put a picture over here. So this is Ilia by Caitlin Hunter, okay? And I will be doing, and I have just cast it on before I left for France. And I will be doing it with some DKs that I had dyed a long time ago, but for some reason I kept it on the sides and I didn't sell them, or I wasn't, maybe because they were more semi-solid than I want to. But it's funny because I don't really sell, you know, solid colors. So anyways, this is my Hera base, which is merino, superwashed merino, a DK, and it's been a very long time that I hadn't had it in the shop. So that must be a long time that I have those babies, you know, on the side. So I have 3 skeins of that for the upper part. I will try to have a picture over here and really, you know, so I will do as the pattern says, you know, darker color on top. The bottom color will be a reality to experience, which I had dyed in the same base. So a reality to experience, as you can see, is like a beige, a very light chestnutty colorway that has several speckles, a bit of gold, a bit of green. So, you know, it will keep things interesting. And in between, there's a third colorway. So I have 3 skeins of, I had 3 skeins of that and 4 of that one. And because I didn't have something in the same base, I took my DK Gaia, which you all know, with the unnamed, in my colorway Le Louvre. So that will be the contrasting colorway in between them. And I'm very excited about that. And what I'm also very excited is that it's with 4mm needles. So, you know, not going below 4, it's good. And also the novice sweater is with 6mm needles, so it goes faster. So hopefully I will feel better this afternoon and at least pick up the stitches of the sleeve and go as much as I can. And I'll hopefully in between I will start working more on this. Yeah. So now, are you ready? So I'm sorry, but I'm going to be writing a bit some notes from time to time, and it is just for me to not forget to say something or to put something on the description box. So I'm very sorry. I know other podcasters are better equipped and to do all that, but there's so much things, and usually I try to prepare a bit, but I didn't, so sorry. Or not. Oh, before heading to do to show you what I got from Le Ch'ti Bazaar, I have a question for you. So I very rarely do gifts with my knits, because even if people know that they take time, they might not, you know, treat them well, or and then they will, you know, like wash them or do something and they will be done. Something that my sister does, and it's driving me crazy because my niece wants things, and last year I did make her some stuff, and now they're like through because my sister washed them because she's not careful. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not ready to make you more stuff. But I have a friend now. He used to live in Greece. Now he lives in Sweden, and he's like very happy of the hat that I made him last year. And he very gently asked me if I had some time to make him some gloves. So I told him that gloves are out of the questions, but mitts might be the thing. And I and I told him that if I find a cute pattern where the part of the mitt uh, gets I don't know, reversed, and you can have your fingers open, I will try to do this. So I have found two patterns, but I'm not really sure. So I think I will show them to him to see what he likes, because I found a pattern like that from Andrea Maury that opens up, and then another one that it just continues long. So either you fold this part, either you unfold it and you have your fingers covered. So we'll see, but yeah, and I will let you know which are the two patterns that I'm talking about, because I wasn't prepared. I can say them now. But if you have any mitts patterns that you enjoy doing, let me know, and yeah, I will have a look. And it's funny because I don't have mitts. I have some mitts that were actually I have tubes, sock tubes that I didn't do the socks, and now I use as mitts. But I think that's maybe the sign that I needed also to make mitts for myself. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's have a sip of tea and let's go. I remember that I had a big crush with this big fella, and I knew that I wanted a hat with this big fella. So this big fella is from La Fefile, and its name is Laureline. It's a DK mohair with merino and 9% of nylon. I remember from the longest time that I was searching for a DK base that didn't have nylon, because I don't want nylon in the fluffiness of the mohair and the softness of the mohair. But I have to say that this one is a very light percentage, 9%, which is okay. I wonder why they don't put silk again, like the lace version of it, to hold it. But yeah, so I was very thrilled of the color, because now I get to try it. And I was thinking of having a DK fluff base, but maybe not this one. But if I fall in love with it, maybe, and maybe you will have DK fluff more, colored, because I think at least La Fifille Cécile just does solids on it. Yeah, so we'll see, I don't know. But I really want to do a mohair. My first idea was to have a ribbed hat, and to have in the part, that there's the fold only blue, and on the upper part, to have also my lemon incest, which is a neon yellow lace mohair, to just add a bit of craziness. But I know that a very nice friend of mine that was also at the festival, I'm not sure if I can say her name, so I will not say it, that she does beautiful patterns. She also got the same color, and but she got also a DK in a bit of the darker blue, to do a new design of a hat in brioche. So guys, I had to keep one of my DK yarns that I had for sale for me, but it's okay. It hadn't been sold out, so I could grab a skate. So I have my DK Gaia DK, which has these little nips in my Let's Get Drunk colorway, and that's gonna be a brioche hat. And I'm very excited to have those ready, married together. I have to say that my friends sent me the first section of the hat, but I wanted to do the podcast before showing them to you. But I think that tomorrow, when I will be at the studio, I will totally kick them up. Yes, some brioche in my life. So when I will finish my first sweater, the Novice by Petit Nid, I will have Oh my god, I will have color work and brioche on my needles. The things I love. Yay! Okay, uh, then I have some sock yarn from Le Bruit des Aiguilles. So Le Bruit des Aiguilles makes those beautiful self-stripe colors for socks. I already have 3 from last year, which one I have knitted up and I gifted as a gift. That I gifted as what? As a gift. And and I still have 2 more that I haven't yet casted on, but I really like those 3. So those 3 came with me, but now I told her that I'm not gonna buy any more from her because now I have 5. Those are 50-gram skeins, so I'm happy with those. And I'm actually thinking of maybe doing some color work socks with those and have, you know, some contrasting other mini that I had dyed many years ago to go with it to do like any designs, and we'll see how that goes, but that's an idea. So this is her mystery club of August, and it's called Annie Colère, which means anger of Annie. It's her mystery April club, everything everywhere all at once, like the movie. She's also inspired very oftenly from movies, and this is Hal. I think I had already seen that one, but I hadn't got it. And I think the other yarns that I have from her are very like bluish and purple, so I think those 3 are great. So there you go. Le Bruit des Aiguilles. Sorry, I'm just taking notes at the same time. Then it was so nice to talk with Cécile of Célène, and I really admire her work, and it was really nice to have a bit of more of a chat with her and her husband this weekend. And I got 2 sets again of 50 grams of sock yarn with their mini, and I took 2 colors, 2 combos, and my first idea is to do a hat with them, but I don't know if it will be a brioche hat or just knit them together, maybe both, I have no idea. So there you go. Maybe this I can show it from here, has more speckles. Yeah. So this one is Feu de Camp et Safran. It's Fire Camp and Saffron. Yeah. And this is Jour d'Orage, which is Storm Day. And this one is Bordeaux, which is Bordeaux, the color, dark red. And it's really cute. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna blend those. Or maybe depending what my friend wants as mitts. Maybe it could be a set of mitts for a guy. I think it's cool, right? The hat that I made him was the Star Wars hat by Matt, and it was, sorry, that's a bad habit, and it was the Star Wars colorway, which is a deep blue with my Louvre color for the contrasting colors, which is kind of bit this kind of color. So I don't know, maybe reddish mitts isn't so far off. Yeah, we'll see. And last but not least, I exchanged skeins with Laine Chaudron, which she's a very young girl. I don't know how old she is. She seems very young, but it was her first festival, and it was very nice to meet her. She came to my table and she liked the yarns and she wanted to buy one, and I asked her, would you like to do an exchange? And she was like, oh my God, Are you serious? No, you're gonna just take something because you will be embarrassed. Maybe you won't like my work. So, anyways, I said to her, okay, if I find something that I like, I'll get it. And if I don't, you will pay this game. And she was fine with it. She's like, great idea and all that. Or did she propose that? Anyway, maybe she proposed that and I said, okay, but I'm sure I'm gonna like something. So she had lots of cute colors, but of course, because I don't have a suri base, I went into her suri base, which she calls, no, she doesn't call it something, it just, base armoise. And the name is in bulk, which is, she told me, it is the festivities of the winter, when the day goes into winter, I think. And it's a bluish, grayish skin, very different from, my regular palette. But I thought that it could go very well, again, in a hat or maybe in mitts. And I'm actually thinking that this with that, maybe inside, because I saw also some mitts that have like little dots in between of a contrasting color, so it is Colorway, so that could be nice with that because it will create an inside warmer mitt. So yeah, maybe those could be mitts. We'll see, but I really like this idea, and I think my friend in Sweden, he will be way warmer with those mitts than anything else. And that's kind of it for talking about what I got. And as far as yarn, then I'm not sure if you'd be interested to see what I got also in books. Oh, and also another idea that was to make a hat with this by night creations, my lovely Natalie indigo base in DK, and make a hat like this. So, but maybe that's a bit too pale for me. I'm not sure. We'll see. If this doesn't work, maybe this will work. We'll see. But yeah, I'm thinking that I don't have a hat, those colors. Maybe I should. Okay, so then I had, so for whoever knows the Blackwater collection series, I started it a month ago. I am in the third book, which is read half of it. I thought that I would have, and actually the Natalie got the series and she gave it to me, so I'm borrowing them. So I gave her the two books. Now that I was there, I was sure that I was going to finish the third book, but I have to say that I find it challenging. Not because it's a challenging book, they're very easy to read, but there's not really something that happens. And then something happens and you're like, yeah, something is happening, but then it's again like nothing happens. So, and it's funny because when Natalie was reading them this summer and I asked her about it, she was telling me, you know what, they're very easy to read, it's enjoyable, but there's nothing really happening. And so I was very curious to understand what she was talking about. And that's the truth. Like, there's things happening, but not really. So I'm not sure, and I'm kind of bored. And yes, and the bad thing is that I wanted to finish that before I started All the Light We Cannot See, which is a new series also on Netflix, and I don't want to see the series because I want to read the book, and I've started it a bit, but I want also to finish that. Anyways, and this is also a break from the big quest of the Wheel of Time, which I'm still on the fourth book. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyways, what I love to take when I'm in France or in Belgium is mangas, because since I was very young, I always read mangas in French. And I think one of the reason is that that France, from for a very long time, she had been the first translator of mangas and animes, and I had all my vacations uh, in France visiting my grandparents, and because I love to read, that was something, you know, they would give me like bande dessinée and mangas and things like that. And so whenever I'm there, I want to buy some. And yeah, so instead of finishing Blackwater, I was reading mangas. So I started getting again the One Piece mangas, which was a collection that I had with an old boyfriend. Oh my god. So that's like 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And we had like, I think, I don't know, so many volumes. And then we broke up, and I told him, you know what, just keep them. Because most of them, it was like birthday gifts that I, was getting something. So there was one or two mangas as well. So he kept them. And then I was like, at some point I'm gonna read them, or I'm gonna read them online, because it doesn't make sense for me to buy all those volumes and all that. But I've been reminiscing, and I've been feeling nostalgic. So I got the three first volumes, and I've read them, and they're so fun. And actually, I don't remember lots of things, so I think that's the perfect time for me to get them slowly, and to read them again. And I don't have them here because they're already on the side. And then there was another series that back at the time I had read because that boyfriend had them. It was The Family Compo by Tsukasa Ojo. So Tsukasa Ojo is also the writer of City Hunter, Cat's Eyes, like he's a very famous mangaka, and I really like his style and his humor, and it's nice. And I was in a nostalgic mood, and I went with Natalie from By Night Creations to a store that has secondhand books and mangas, and I found the first 4 volumes of it, and it's a short series. I think they're just 14 volumes, and it's very funny. So the story is that this guy, his dad dies, and his mom had passed away when he was very young. His dad dies, and then his aunt comes to visit him and ask him to move in with them. And very early on, their daughter tries to show him that the aunt is his uncle, and the uncle is his aunt, and actually that they're trans. And it's very funny, it's very nice, it's amazing. And then he is wondering if Shion, the daughter, is a girl or a guy. And it's like hilarious. It's very funny, it's amazing. So if you can find it, I assume that it's also been translated in English or in other language, depending where you're from. It's a very funny story, and it's really nice. And this was made in 1996. So I think, he was kind of a bit ahead of time, Tsukasa Ojo. Then there's one of my favorite mangakas. So mangaka is an author drawer of a manga, is Naoki Urasawa. He's the one who did Pluto, Monster, 21st Century Boys, all those very big mangas. Earlier this year, I got Yawara, which is one of his newest series, and it's about a girl who does judo, and her grandfather is like obsessed with her to be in the championships and all that, but she just wants to be a girl and have fun and have a boyfriend, and she doesn't care about judo. But then everything happens that she's discovered, and she has to go on with judo, and she kind of starts appreciating that. So this is a very light series that kind of resembles a bit in the humor of Tsukasa Ojo, this mangakas. And I really like it. It's light, it's breezy, it's fun. And in that weekend, I got to get to know that the same mangaka, Naoki Urasawa, had started a new series of this little girl that is very feisty. And I have no idea what it talks about. And I just got the first book of the series. And then, last of the mangas, I got Sakamoto Days, the second volume. I am still reading the first volume. It's near my bedside table. And yeah, that's kind of it. Then I got Soda. So if you know Soda, I think is only in French. I'm not sure if you can find it in English. If you can find it in English, just get all the series. This is a series that my uncles had while I was growing up, and I love them. I wanted to have them, and they usually were in my grandmother's house, and I was always trying to get them from them. And of course I didn't, but now I have my own, and I'm missing only 3 volumes. And when we went to this place where there was reused volumes, I got to find the volume 11, so now I'm missing only 2. Yes, it's almost done. And I had to get the last Asterix, and apparently people really like it, so I can't wait to go for that. And then, of course, I had to get some books, and I got in English Murakami's South of the Border, West of the Sun, and it's a small Murakami, which is like, oh my god. And I said that if I was buying books, they would be smaller, because I have lots of reading in big books, you know. And then there's one from a French lady, and it's named Une femme au téléphone, which means a woman on the phone. And it seemed really funny, the title, but then I read behind that, you know, and it's written like there's a woman talking and says, "I am knitting for the youngest one. Yes, I made him a scarf from an old skein of wool that I had, and I wanted to use it, but it's too thick for me, and the color is a bit ugly. But okay, it's handmade, it's good, right?" And then she's asking, "How many centimeters for a scarf for a baby? 1 meter? Are you sure?" But 1 meter is big for a baby, no? So I just figured, okay, I'm gonna get it and we'll see. And then I got this tiny book from Thich Nhat Hanh. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, and it's about so if you don't know him, he's a Buddhist monk, and he talks about the moment of now, the soothness of, you know, enjoying the moment. So yeah, and I kind of half read this on the airplane. So that's it. Now you know everything and anything I did. Like, no, almost. Well, I had some candies brought to me and some tea also, which is very nice. Always. Thank you. And yeah. Oh my god. Sushi and Dakain are sleeping in Dakain's bed, and they're so cute. Yes, so cute. So I hope you enjoyed this second part, and lots of kisses, and hopefully I'll see you soon. And don't forget, color is power, fiber is our weapon.